it's Mr. Wonderful. Today we're gonna go over a few things we can do with our leftover corned beef from St. Patrick's Day. I'm gonna cook up a corned beef hash, and Miss Wonderful is gonna be coming on afterwards and show you a few hors d'oeuvres we can make with the leftover corned beef also. So right in front of me now, I have a small piece of corned beef left, which I'll be chopping up in a second. I par cooked some potatoes and already diced these up. A little large dice, but you can do any size you'd like. Some chopped onions and some fresh parsley. I'll also be adding some powdered onion and garlic. And so now I'm gonna chop up some of the corned beef. Remember when you slice corned beef, always against the grain, never with, because it'll just be chewing a piece of leather afterwards. Turns into strings. So as you see, it's cutting nice and fine. So we're gonna chop up, thin sliced, and then leave some of the fat on it. I'm gonna trim some off also, but some of the fat's gonna help it cook and cook in its own fat instead of adding any fat to it. I hope everybody had a nice St. Patrick's Day. We did. Took it easy this year. Usually don't, but we had the NCAAs in town this week, along with St. Patrick's Day. That made a little extra special locally. I'm sorry I didn't get to show you my corned beef recipe, but we'll do that another week. Alright, so we have all our corned beef chopped up, nice cubed. We have our potatoes that I nuked them for us for about 5 minutes, about 3 or 4 small potatoes, and it just speeds up the cooking process in the fry pan. Now we're going to start off with our onions. Little oil, just vegetable oil for this. You don't need olive oil or anything. Let that heat for a second. Then we're going to add our onions first, then our corned beef and potatoes at the same time with some of our spices, and just let it heat up. I like a nice crispy corned beef hash, but you can cook it any way you want. Like I said, this is going to cook super quick because this is already cooked and these are already par cooked, so it's going to cook nice and fast for you. For a nice Sunday brunch or Sunday breakfast. Alright, our oil is heated up. We're going to add our onions. I like a lot of onions, so I mean everything. It all depends how much corned beef you have left over. That was about 1.5 pounds of corned beef right there I chopped up. So that's about a small onion diced. And we're just going to saute this till they're a little translucent. So as you see, the onion's been cooking about 3-4 minutes. They're nice and translucent. Now we're going to add our corned beef. And we're going to add our potatoes. No need to add any more oil. The fat from the corned beef will also add to this. That gives it its flavor. Right? We don't need too much in the spice department either. A little bit of salt just for the potatoes are bland. The corned beef is plenty salty enough. A little pepper. And we're going to add some garlic powder. And this is all, no measurements here, to your taste. And some onion powder. As you see, I buy the industrial size of everything, so you can add as much as you like. Just give it a quick stir. And that's it. We're just going to let it sit, and we're going to let it saute about 10-12 minutes.
While our hash is cooking up, I'm going to show you an incredibly simple way to assemble these. And these, obviously, you don't have to use corned beef only on St. Patrick's Day. We've got a nice solid cracker here. I'm going to put a little bit of mustard. And again, we prefer yellow mustard for St. Patrick's Day. Corned beef, so we're going to put a piece of corned beef and a little layer of Swiss on top. Isn't that simple? So what we're going to do, we're going to fill up this plate with our preparation here and get a little assembly line going. And then what you do is you put these in the microwave for approximately 10 seconds and voila. Okay, so actually we're amending our original instructions. This actually took about 30 seconds. But as you can see, the cheese is nice and bubbly. The mustard is warmed through, as is the corned beef. We are actually using Triscuits. We're recommending Oral Heavy Wheat Cracker for this. And don't forget, you can also just put these under the broiler, put it on high for maybe 2-3 minutes. So, and here's Mr. Wonderful, my taste tester.
Hi guys, while the hash is cooking, I gotta try one of these because they're absolutely
It
delicious.
smells good too. Oops, try here.
Try this.
Good stuff.
So the hash is just about heated through, and we're just gonna throw a nice little egg in the pan for a minute. Gonna set up a nice little breakfast for you. Just heat your pan up nice and warm, a little bit of butter. That's it. See the egg? I like to add my little pepper, salt right to the egg. Do any eggs you want, sunny side up. You can do over easy. You can do a poached egg. I do like poached eggs on my corned beef hash. I put a little hash in the plate. How's that look? A little parsley on the corned beef. The egg. All right, watch out. Trick, it's over, and it's done. Toast, and there you have it. Nice corned beef hash with a nice over easy fried egg and some toast. You can't beat it.
Here's another quick and easy idea for your leftover corned beef. I've taken a baguette, I've sliced it diagonally. Now what we're going to do is put this in the oven. I have it on the high broil, and we just want to toast this. So we literally only want to put it on for two minutes, but keep a very close eye on this. Our next step for our Reuben crostinis, we've toasted our baguette. Now we're going to do this again in assembly line fashion. We've got our Russian dressing, which Mr. Wonderful and I actually had a bit of an argument about. I thought it was a Thousand Island dressing. He actually did Google it, and it indeed is Russian dressing that you use in Reuben sandwiches. So we all learned something today. Next, our corned beef, of course. Pile this like so. And now, my favorite thing in the world, sauerkraut. I think I'm the only person in Rhode Island that actually likes sauerkraut. I used to make the people, the women in our cafeteria get it for me. And surprisingly, a lot of people ate it. So, when you grow up in Western Pennsylvania, you know, sauerkraut's your thing, so. Alright, there's our sauerkraut. Okay, now again with the Swiss cheese. This, and again, as much as you want. Now, we're going to do a little parsley. Make this look a little fancy. Fresh herbs always makes things look a little more elegant and delicate. So now if you want, you can actually also do another topping, like a bit of like a sauce of the Russian dressing on top. And that's it. We're going to pop these in. I'm going to continue with the rest of the baguette. We're going to pop these into the broiler. We've turned it down to low for about 3 to 5 minutes. But it's very important to keep checking on them because obviously after all this work, you don't want them to burn. Alrighty. That was literally just under 3 minutes on low. And look how gorgeous these are. So we're just going to put these on a rustic cheese board. So it's a pretty rustic crostini. But look, and even if you like, say you're having friends over before you go out for St. Patrick's Day, or actually any hors d'oeuvre, you could maybe have a main course of soup. And yeah, look how gorgeous these are. Reuben, open face Reuben crostini. Open face. Oops, sorry. This one had a little too much. And there we have it. We hope you've enjoyed our leftover corned beef show.
Oh, and I hope you enjoy all the food we made. The hash, the crostinis, and the hors d'oeuvres.
Thanks, and have a great night.
Hey, see you next time. Perfect, Rocky.
Security! Security!